hope you're doing well. I hope you're excited for spring as we are. It's been a little bit. We've had just life stuff and we took a little break, and so we are so excited to do some of our updates again with you guys. Welcome to our seed room. I wanted to show you a little tour of some of our seeds that we're starting and give you some fun tips. So we are in our chiropractic wellness center, and this is a grow light shelf situation that Sebastian built a couple years ago. I absolutely love it because it's huge and we can fit a ton of seeds on it. And he just built it out of 2x4s, and then we have shop lights. And the important thing you want to do with that is have, I think it's a cool light and a warm light, so that the seedlings get a good balance. And then as well, as you can see here, I have, these are actual table legs under here. You want your seedlings, and this isn't even far enough up, but you want your seedlings like 2 or 3 couple inches away from the light so they don't get leggy. So here you can see it's a lot bigger space. So this isn't perfect, but it's better so they don't get leggy, so that's really nice. Another thing that's really important, you can see down here, is we have a fan. You want your seedlings to have wonderful breeze or wind going on them. That'll create really strong stems. We used to have a couple more, but they stopped working, so we just have one right now that I rotate between the shelves, so I need to get some more of those. And then something else I've been doing, as soon as the seedlings pop up, technically when they get like their true leaves, which is like what their real leaf looks like, or their second set of leaves, you start fertilizing them, but I just do it right away. I love the Espoma Organic liquid fertilizer. Usually I use Grow, but I think they were out when we were getting it, so I just got Bloom, which works just as good. This makes such a difference. It just makes really strong plants and seedling stems, and really nice and green, and you can see that they have a lot of nutrition. So highly recommend investing in that, and I'll show you guys watering that in just a second, but let me show you some of the seedlings first. I'll pull these out. So first of all, we have, these are my dwarf zinnia tray, little zinnias here. We have double Zahara, that's the dwarf. Usually I do raspberry ripple and put it in the landscape, and it's just gorgeous. It just blooms all year. You don't have to fuss with like any legginess or dwindling or weariness of plants. So we have a couple different new colors. We have cherry, which is double Zahara, salmon, starlight, rose. And you can see they're just really stocky and little because they're the dwarf ones. And then I have some bigger zinnias, Lilac Emperor, Candy Stripe. Luca really likes that one. I have butterfly milkweed in here, and I stuck some sunflowers in the back. So I'm excited about that. On this next tray, we have Sahara Rudbeckia. Hasn't come up yet. We have Apple Peach Strawflower, Forever Happy Status, the Silver Plate Eucalyptus I'm really excited about. Let me show you a little close-up. These are really unique, the Status. They're a cute little cactus-looking thing. Silver Rose Strawflower, and then Silver Dollar Eucalyptus. You can see eucalyptus looks tiny. Sorry if you can't see those little baby seeds. So I wanted to do a good mix of flowers by seed trays. And then we've got our tomatoes. Let me see if I can turn this back around. I turned it around so the other end would get some of the breeze. But these pots are on our website from Bootstrap Farmer. They sent these to us last year, and I love it because you want tomatoes to be big so that way I don't have to pot them up. So they're just already in those, which is so nice. I wanted to keep our tomatoes really simple and basic this year, so the ones that have performed really well other years, I'm just going to do a ton of each of those varieties. So some of our favorites are Martinez Roma. Usually we do San Marzano, and we get a lot of Blossom End Rot, but my mom grew these last year and they were phenomenal. Jolene tomato, I'm excited about this because we are in Greenville, South Carolina. It gets so hot and humid in the summer, and tomatoes sometimes fizzle out or stop producing when it gets really hot. So this one is supposed to be for hot, humid climates or environments. So that's Jolene. I'm really excited about that one. We have Hungry Heart. or Hungarian heart. That is one of my favorite. And then the pink ox heart is one of my favorite too. Champagne bubbles is my absolute favorite tomato ever. It's a little cherry tomato that's yellowish, but it's just the lightest, nuttiest flavor ever. It's so wonderful. You've never grown it, you have to try it. It has low acidity, so it's just a really pleasant tomato. Let's see, Cherrylicious, I think is one that Luca picked out. It's a multicolored, like each tomato plant produces different colored cherry tomatoes. So it's like a rainbow. We don't have yet planted my two favorite Beefmaster and Better Boy because I thought I had seeds and I didn't. So they are on their way. They will join this soon. Valencia, Striped German are just for fun to have like a low acidity yellow tomato. And then Sun Gold is a really good cherry tomato. And Mimosa I'm trying for the first time. It's like supposed to be a fruity cherry tomato if I remember right. But some of the best are the Beefmaster and the Better Boy, and hopefully the Jolene and then the Martinos for like canning and preserving a lot of tomatoes and just having a big production, which I'm really excited about. Oh, something else I wanted to add too, is really important that you kind of it's hard to do because you get nervous, but let your seeds dry out a little bit. If you're watering them constantly, they can get fungus or rot or fungus gnats. So yesterday I didn't water these and they actually look dry, which is good. That's what I wanted. And that has kept them really healthy. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm not gonna put these all the way in because we're gonna water them, but I just wanna show you the other trays. This one we have Foxglove, Camelot Lavender, and Dalmatian Peach. They're so cute. Look how teeny they are. And then in the back, the first time I've grown, we have hollyhocks. And they look so sturdy and so cute. So I have the double champagne and the double white. I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna put them kind of in the back wildflower area. And then this one is my mixed tray of fun. Look at this, it's so fun. I just wanna go to this one first. How cute is that? That is the chamomile. I seeded it really heavily because sometimes I have trouble with it growing, but I guess not this time. They're like little moss carpets. It's so cute. I love them. But this is where we have peppers. My favorite one is cayennetta. We grind that up and make red pepper flakes. That's favorite. We have some okra that I'm trying for the first time. If you've never grown basil, it's really easy and it's so satisfying because look at how cute and sturdy these little seedlings are. Part of it is just the way basil grows, and part of it is when you fertilize it. I just love it, especially when you have a whole tray of basil. And then these are artichokes. I love how big and healthy they're looking. This is more of the silver plate eucalyptus. I seeded it heavily because I wanted to make sure I had that. Cute little chamomile. And then we have some flowers. These are the lace flowers. And then I just dumped some chamomile by accident here. And then we have some giant yellow marigolds in the back. But so excited about that. Okay, next on the tour we have celery. We have Kevin's celery, which is nice and little yet, but I'm so excited because I love growing our own celery, especially for the tops, and then make our own celery salt. Everything tastes like it's been cooking all day, a really well-rounded flavor. I love it so much. And then we have spinach in the back. They're kind of floppy. That's kind of how spinach are. I might direct seed some more because I want a lot. And then on this tray we have, I don't know what happened in the front. These are evening sunflowers. Either I forgot to put them in or they're just having a rough day because sunflowers come up pretty quickly, but not them. And then we have some junior sunflowers. This year I wanted to focus on branching sunflowers because it's kind of sad when you cut them and then they're just done, honestly. And I seeded the sunflowers because the squirrels are vicious in our garden, and this way they won't be eating the seeds before they grow. This is Moonshadow and then Country Roads. I think both of those, or all three of those, are branching. And then we have apricot, let's see, asters that haven't come up yet. And then we have Quartet Rainbow Stock and Ballerina Zinnias. Those are gorgeous. They're my favorite. They're a light pink zinnia. I think it's the only one I grew last year because I loved it so much. And some more of the lilac emperor zinnias in the back. And then up here we have our Lysianthus. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. They're there, they're just tiny. There, you can see a little green spot. A lot of cells have those little green spots, but I have Voyage 2 Blue, Voyage 2 Champagne, and First Love the Zeanthus. So I'm just letting them get a little bigger before I take the humidity dome off. I had humidity domes on all of these, and then as soon as I saw them sprout, you want to take it off because you don't want them to fry in there, and they've done really, really, really well. And then at home, I will try to show you if I remember. I have our 2 lettuce trays, our 2 kale trays, and our turnip and kohlrabi. So they are acclimating to the colder temperature and they're getting ready to get planted in because they're getting bigger, which is super fun. I have a couple more trays to seed yet. Some of our melons and all that stuff, cucumbers, and get that going, and a few more flowers. So I will try to show you that if I get a chance. If not, I might give you an update on it, but we're gonna get this stuff watered and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, fertilizing time. So I have this filled with water. This is a dram. I love it because it has little tiny holes, so it's very light on the seedlings. Otherwise, any bigger holes would probably squish them too much. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the fertilizer. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. This stuff is florally stinky. I'm used to the smell, but it is a little smelly. Okay, so I fill it about half full. You could do a little less because they're tiny, but honestly, this stuff is organic. It's not synthetic. It's not gonna hurt them if you do too much. Okay, and then I just pull the seed trays out. This is tile, which is nice. I try to keep the water within the trays, but you know, can only do so much with a watering can. And then just sprinkle away really gently. Awesome. So something I look for is sometimes the water will push down the plants like that. When they're really little, I try to pop them back up. I just take a quick peek, see if there's anybody that needs to be popped back up. These are pretty big, they'll be fine. This will pop back up on its own, but you can pop them up if you want. When they're very, very little, first coming up, I use the Mesto Mister, and that's nice because you don't have to worry about that, but once you want to start fertilizing, you just use the watering can and deal with it, and they become stronger. So they're good. So these all look great. We're gonna pop them back in here. And we'll keep fertilizing. They all look good. I don't see too many that need to be popped back up. They're all getting bigger now, which is really nice. You don't have to baby them as much. All right, they all look like they got some water. All right, one more set, and then we're done. That's why I like the watering can. It's so much quicker. It's like 5 times quicker than using the spray or the misto. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our seed tour. This has just been the funnest room. I always come back here as soon as we get to the office and check on all the seedlings, and they just bring me so much joy in all their sweet little growth. It's so fun to see spring starting and all that growing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you haven't started seed starting, we are a warmer climate, so I'm actually late, but most climates you guys are probably just starting seeds. But I hope you guys try it. It's so fun. Give yourself grace. It's a learning process because every year I learn something new and better. But hope you guys are having a wonderful spring. Take care. Bye.